We are back. I did not ban someone from chat because they need to enjoy their holidays. I think that's already set in stone. I banned them. I didn't even ban them. I timed them out, which is worse. Because they, like, stream started 9 minutes ago. We literally just booted up the Bazaar. I can pull up their audit on screen. They typed move the camera like 11 times in the first 7 minutes. You need to time people out for being annoying and asking for attention. Like, it's just, if you don't do that, then what do you expect is going to happen? Okay, I'm so sorry to do this, man. Slash timeout. It's an auspicious start, man. Proko Shoko with an underscore. You've been destroyed. That time, so the first guy got timed out because he was trolling and saying move the camera even though we haven't started the game. You got timed out because you basically Michael Scotted. You said that guy just got timed out for doing something. Wouldn't it be the funniest joke of all time if I repeated it? So that offended me more on like a comedic level than like a he's just trolling level. So that's one where you can be redeemed. You need to spend the weekend coming up with funnier jokes. And come back on Monday with a real heater. And then you're good to go. Like, here's one for you for free, okay? What does a ghost use to wash her hair? Shampoo. There you go. That's one for now. You can't use that one. You got to come out with a better one. But something along those lines would do a long way towards restoring the goodwill. The original person that was timed out is irredeemable, which is why I timed them out. Because if you ban them, they can submit it on ban request. But if you time them out, they're left in purgatory. We locked them in the crystal. In the crystal, I don't know everything about the crystal. I have a concept of what the crystal is. I think they put you in the crystal. You're there for like an hour, but inside of the crystal, it feels like you're there for like a millennium or something like that. It's agonizing. Okay, we're playing ranked Vanessa to start here because we got a free ticket. What do? You take silver trebuchet right off the bat, without a doubt. And then ideally, we would receive a weapon that attacks quickly. Does Kyber Drone have a weapon? They have a no. Mosquito has proboscis. What they have Langjan. Langjan is really slow. You don't have a weapon. Haunted Kimono also doesn't have a weapon. You're a scammer. Cooldown reduction would go crazy. Anything would go crazy. I'm happy to receive something no matter what. How do you make a waterbed bouncier? Fill it with spring water. That's a pretty good joke. Do people know what a waterbed is these days? I feel like that's like a 70s and 80s piece of technology.
Not even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
Time him out? Why? That's a good joke. It's a bed with water in it. When I was a kid, when you would go to like a family reunion or Thanksgiving or something like that, there was like a 1 in 5 chance that the house had a waterbed. I don't know if they still exist though. But like in the early 1990s, they were still around. I think they were a little bit vestigial at the time, but they were still around. They're honestly slept on. Okay, you might get banned. You might get banned. Katana, that's the play, dude. And then I'll roll. I'll put down my weapon. This might, well, burn. Well, burn is 12 times 13 divided by 2. Oh, it's not exactly the same. I'm just trying to think of what we run. I think we might run grenade because it'll trigger this. We're just trying to find a way to win day one if we don't get a level, which we didn't get. Do they change the water? That's honestly, like, that's a good-ass question, man. I don't have an answer for you.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago. They
do change the water? I feel like they don't, though. Because it seems like very annoying to change the water. It's very high risk. I mean, there's got to be like, I don't even know, like 100 liters of water in that thing? Maybe more? That water's got to be like rife for scientific study, man. That's water from like the 1970s. We actually win these? That's huge tempo. It's a closed system, isn't it? Well, yeah, I have a feeling that like bacteria can probably fit through the seams though, because they're like a picometer in diameter. Probably takes some time though. It's not like leaving your pizza out on the counter overnight, but still. Okay, there's a heinous series of upgrades here, unfortunately. Extract, aquatic. It's almost entirely useless. Give me an aquatic and let's see what we're cooking with. A narwhal. It's actually not that bad for enabling the trebuchet. Would you drink a cup of waterbed for $1 million? I don't even want to... Like, this is not me putting on airs. I would rather eat the poop sandwich. Because I feel like the poop sandwich is at least contemporaneous viruses and bacteria that like modern medicine is equipped to handle. And I feel like the water in the waterbed is like drinking water out of like a melted glacier or like permafrost from like 15,000 years ago. It's like those microorganisms might not even, we might not have a concept of them anymore. Yeah, I think you can get some disease that hasn't existed since like Middle Earth or whatever. Take the XP for sure. Take the XP for sure. Cooldown's always good, but I'm a big Trash City Mare guy. I just feel like, here's my thinking. You're way more likely to get sick from the poop sandwich. But you're less likely to get a disease that they would make a movie about than you would if you drank the water from a waterbed. Like, I feel like that's some David Cronenberg stuff.
Waste of gun.
Scrap. Scrap after all that. After all that, man. Tell you what, bud. Sell me a medium item. I don't mind a cannon. I might buy a cannon just to have for the level up, honestly. Increases our chances of winning day 2. Sorry. You definitely get star chart. And you probably hold a katana just to, or sorry, a cutlass to have for the future. It's the same level ups, man. You scammer. I like this for now. We're sword guys. Give me the citrus and the coconut. Shovel for income. I honestly, no disrespect, maybe other streamers who are better than me feel differently. I feel like it's one of the classic roguelite traps, which is that the play is cute and it demonstrates how much you understand the mechanics of the game, but the actual alpha that it generates for your run is not worth the cost that you pay in the early game to purchase it. That's my 2 cents on the shovel. And the shovel might be like the best of the fishing net and the, what's the other? The fishing rod. I think it's the best of those. I just think it's cool. All right, I can't really argue with that. Who am I to disagree, man? If you've traveled the world in the 7 seas.
Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the
I'm not upset. King Julian.
But I've seen my share of storms.
A duelie that hasn't gotten his board online by day 2. In ranked, I know he's like crying on the subreddit right now. I know he's pissed. Holy crap, Lois, it's ranked.
You fall like a boulder.
Call me Peter Griffin the way
Like the waves.
I'm a family guy? That doesn't even really make any sense. in the whole scheme of things. Large item is good if we get water wheel. But I think we can wait for a day when we possibly have more income. I don't think we really care about paying for a small item. Receiving a silver seaweed for free is kind of sweet, though. Buddy, I never fight the scout trooper. I think today's the day. I don't even know what he does, really. My boyfriend said I should not get cowboy boots. What is your suggestion? Hang on, I'm gonna die first. Do you live... Yeah, I'm dead. Do you live in the American South? Are you into country music? I guess, like, my take, I should say, on this one, is I think that you're making a statement by wearing the cowboy boots. People that might not necessarily be... You might not necessarily be part of their tribe are going to think that you're part of their tribe. Now, that might be something that appeals to you, or it might be something that doesn't appeal to you. What do you think about it? It's bait, Unk? It's chat. It's always bait, but at least this bait has, like, some nuance. It's better than, like, the... Do you know how many times people try to bait with, like, baldness? We literally got, like, people in here approaching middle age that are like, hey, when you're bald, do you wear sunscreen on your head? And you're like, yeah, bro, obviously. What kind of question is that? Like, just use your brain. The bald bait is pathetic, man. I'm dreading my bald arc? Yeah, because you reap what you sow, man. I wasn't too pressed about going bald in the whole skip. I thought I was, but compared to what I see from other guys, not at all. But that's because when I saw a bald person when I was, you know, pre-bald, I wasn't going like, hey, baldy. I think it's your fear of going bald that has motivated you to joke about baldness so much. It's a sad story. It's a sad story. Again, oftentimes, I hate when people say there's a little bit of truth in every joke, because I'd love to hear them explain the truth in, oh man, I want to have DoorDash for lunch, but I got a fridge full of Slorp. You know? What's the truth in that joke? I guess the truth is that I want to have DoorDash for lunch. But I do think that when you look at what a bully is making fun of you for, oftentimes it reveals their own personal insecurity. So when you call me bald, I can see into your future. I can go Mentat mode. And I know, because you already got the copium, the fucking Dennis Hopper blue velvet mask on. Actually, my mom's dad never went bald. He's got plugs, you fucking idiot. He got plugs when you were like -6 years old. You have no idea what you're talking about. Actually, I've had a widow's peak. And if you look at baby photos of me, I've always had a widow's peak. My hairline's like always been like this. Cope called. It says it's running out of you. Doesn't really make any sense. Health, toughness, and shield items. That was my cope? Yeah, I know. That's my cope too. Back in the day, before I embraced it. But it's different now. You could just get a hair transplant now. Or at least one of the drugs that like stops it. I do? Okay, well then there you go. Hang on, we want gumballs. Why didn't you do it? I went bald when I was broke. Also, I don't think, like, the only thing that existed back then, you could get a hair transplant, but they kind of sucked. Unless maybe you were, like, turbo wealthy. And then also, the only drug was, like, Rogaine. And the word on the street was that, like, it didn't work. But then, come to find out, it works. Apparently, you just have to start it like ASAP. Nobody told me that. Because I did not start ASAP at all. Also, I don't know, Rogaine isn't prescription, man. I think I probably could not have afforded it, to be honest with you. Or I would have to cut back on my James Ready 5.5 budget in college. Which is like not acceptable. It's over the counter? Yeah, it's not free, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't understand, sometimes in Canada, over the counter is like a pejorative. You could steal it? That's true. That shit was not locked up in 08, man. In 2008, you could literally, like, get sick and buy cough syrup. You didn't have to, like, pass a biometric scan or anything. That's true. It's take me back. Return to trad. Return to trad, people. I'm definitely going to upgrade. The question is, what? I think the answer is... Is it silver or bronze? It's got to be bronze. LeBron's upgrade. Okay, I think it's Cutlass. I thought about Star Chart, but I think it's Cutlass. You put Cutlass on the board. We're probably getting close to pulling you. You're a 10% cooldown reduction, which is pretty ass. You can go, but I need space to put more. You get the trebuchet started, and we're kind of a burst build right now, so I trust it. I trust it.
King, not to squabble with nobodies.
Hasted trebuchet. It's a very similar looking build. They also have a slow. They're stacking the burn mighty quick. Then again, so am I, kind of. We take those. That was really close. What's wrong with being bald? Yeah, nothing. Nobody said it, really.
You move in straight lines.
It doesn't matter. That's the thing. I mean, you really do become like a vessel for other people's insecurities when you're a streamer. But I realize it's like, I'm kind of like a piñata. It's like the more you hit me, the more coins come out. So I'm not complaining. You have no hair? I got lots of hair. It's just not on my head. The problem is, I'm not insecure about baldness, but people who are balding are very insecure about their baldness. So they make fun of someone for being fully bald without realizing that the balding makes you look way older than when you're bald. It doesn't make sense on a, like, it's against human nature. It's counterintuitive. But you look balder when you have a little bit of hair than when you have no hair. And I know it sounds like it doesn't make sense, but you can observe it in vivo, man. Star Chart. This is where Star Chart pays for itself, man. Wait a minute, we're on a perfect fucking run so far? Except for the fact that we lost against the AI. Outlands Darvish. You're a healer. I never fight the deadly crooner, man. The deadly coomer. You rinse him? Wait, he has a cutlass? It's probably a bronze cutlass though, right? Which means it would never drop. And he doesn't have one. When was your last optometry appointment? January 2023, which means I'm due. I actually wanted to get it done before the holidays got started, but then I just kept telling myself, like, I'll do it tomorrow. And this is really, you know, adults will tell you, this is adult life. It's like, I got a thing that I don't need to do, but I'd really like to do. And then you're like, well, this week I'm too busy, but next week I'll have more time. And then you just don't do it. Because next week it becomes this week, and then you become busy, and then you... and you don't get it done. Bro, stop stalling me. You fucking scammers told me I kill him easily. I'm not. You've lost your chance. Okay, you're in backseating timeout.
Blame the crew for this?
You're done. Fair? I mean, I'm nothing if not fair, man. A would like a haste item, actually. Definitely. Is it a haste item or is it an item that benefits from haste, you sack of shit? I shouldn't really complain, but these are like the worst level ups that I've had in my life. When you haste, reload this 1 ammo. I don't haste, man. I don't haste yet. I'm kind of happy to have it. How much? You have 2 ammo, so you do like 150 damage. You reduce our burn a little bit. You attack every 4.5 seconds. You attack 2 times. 75. Okay. I do think that you're better than the cannon. For what we're trying to do. I'm very scared of this dually, though.
With you, but if you insist.
I want Star Chart out there. Obviously, like the, yep. Obviously, the Narwhal has no future. Not to make things too real. It has a future, as long as it can accept its future being baconing at midnight. But I think that you need this Star Chart to be upgraded first, which would require us to get a level up that isn't pure Dookie. I'd love to see some haste items, man. Some haste items that do something.
You don't have time not to buy this.
Turbo dock lines is very interesting. I think certainly I could be persuaded to try that one out. So every 4 seconds, these 2 items for 1 second, which allows us to put the javelin out there. But the javelin is not really what we're trying to build here. Better than katana? No, I disagree, because the trebuchet is the ultimate payoff here. Dude, getting a diamond fang would be kind of sick. The dock lines are really going to charge the katana, or sorry, the trebuchet, which is amazing. They go every 4. If we can get these dock lines pumping, man, we got something good here. Shiny fang?
See that plan?
Oh, your small diamond items have their cooldowns reduced. Yeah, okay, sure. I guess I'll put all my small diamond items out there. Great idea, man. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, we may need some weapons.
But this leg.
You're a tool. You do have ammo. It's more like... Problem is... The Bazaar gamers, do you realize how bad chat is at this game? We're on 3 wins in 4 days, and people are like, "You got to pivot." We don't have to. We have a silver trebuchet, man. That's like a day 6 item, and we got it on day 1. You don't have to pivot. People are so stupid. I didn't say that, but they are like the crowd is really bad at the game. Individuals might be good, but the crowd is really bad. You do have multicast. The problem is you take way too long to get going. But you might, with 38 bucks, you might be worth just sticking in the bag, man. Just put the ship in the bag. And I guess I'll throw a gold narwhal out there for now.
This will
27 damage every 4 seconds. I'm not exactly feeling the cannon. We'll move on, but upgrade your leftmost silver item. I gotta be honest with you, I actually think we build around the dock lines, man.
Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
And then a slow or a haste skill goes nutty. Burn freezes is good. Large item gives crit chance. Better burns. First 5 times you crit. I think you just take the burn freeze. Like that'll pay dividends in the long run.
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun. You should know.
Dock lines can go crazy. Trebuchet best early game item. I don't know about the best, but it is really, it's easy to build around and it's very consistent. I mean, I take it like almost every time it shows up. That was a big win, man. We're gonna get a chest! We're gonna get a chest!
All cannon, no ball.
Definitely skill me.
Have at least a grain of wisdom.
Large burn items have +8 burn. Large weapons deal 36 extra damage. I don't think we're building in the burn long term. The +8 burn, though, is really good because you're not going anywhere for a bit. Wait, you know what? You're right. It does make the flagship really good to get +36 damage. And whatever we pivot is good too. Yeah. I think you're cooking on that one. Your large weapons do 72 damage?
This will inspire the
Yeah, you're
crew.
never gonna apply. You're a friend. We gotta take a look at it. You're a 97 times 3. We're really looking for like a crow's nest eventually. I don't think you're as good yet. Oh yeah, you could put a cannon out there for another multicast. 97 times 4 every 6 seconds. The thing is, you fire so fucking quick, man. But if we're not charging, then you could try this. Let's give it a chance, man. Let's see how it rocks against the foreman. You're not wrong. A trebuchet with the flagship until we get Crow's Nest kind of could be amazing, because once the flagship actually fires, it'll charge the trebuchet like crazy. Star chart to crit. It's only like, I mean, it's not negligible, but it's only a 10% chance, so it's got me kind of snoozing.
Pathetic.
Cooldown reduction,
As
though.
spineless as a
Oh,
jelly.
okay, hang on. You don't really fit on full. Well, you kind of fit. But it's an insanely slow start. The problem is, to put you in, I have to take something out. I have to take 2 items out. And then you'd be looking to put in another... it's tough, man. That's a tough one for a guy like me. Let me level up and we see how we do it. The problem is not like, oh, I have to fuck with my board. The problem is that it screws up the multicast. So by putting it out there, we actually, like, reduce the multicast, thus limiting the scaling that the crane actually gets. It's a tool, though. It is a tool. But I can't get rid of these dock lines, bro. I can't get rid of these dock lines. They're incredible. You could... Well, dude, actually, wait a second. You're kind of spitting. If one was to sell the flagship, you get less damage bonus, but the katana would go crazy. So you run crane instead of flagship, and then cutlass on the side and katana on the side and buff the crane. The problem is it requires burning the boats. Okay, the boats are burned. I'm sorry. At least I didn't take any time buffing you. That's a win there. You come out and probably get sold. You come in. You get sold. Now we got tons of space. And I think you sharpening stone the crane, because, I mean, the katana attacks more often, but the crane will start with higher damage, so the scaling begins at a higher level. It is really slow. We're relying on turbo dock lines to speed it up a touch. What if you were to just fucking give me a silver dock lines? That, in hindsight, that was a little bit perspective.
We're out to dethrone.
Submarine would be
Not
sick,
to
man.
swallow
Submarine would be
nobody.
sick. Put narwhal next to crane? The narwhal doesn't scale the crane, bro. You even wrote trust in your message, but clearly you're not a trustworthy individual. It's only medium and large items. It's so sad that this is going to be close or a loss. Please haste the crane. The crane not shooting by like 0.1 second. I'm going to cry, man. It just, if it gets cooldown reduction, it's gonna pop. I'm not super concerned about that, how that went. Okay, upgrade an item. I do think that the crane is gonna get a lot, it's gonna be really hard to upgrade. It's gonna be a lot easier to upgrade the lines. You gotta go diamond crane.
The quicker the fight.
Sells large items, get small shield. Give me a chocolate bar, and we need to live for a while. So I'm gonna go a little aggro on it. And I'm possibly the Radiant Corsair to get the skill to survive, but I don't know if we beat Radiant Corsair. So I'm gonna take this and just hope for some raw cooldown reduction. Narwhal's eating the haste. It's true. It would be nice. We sold our bronze clamor, I guess. It would be nice to replace that with a better small, that like a passive small.
It's over already.
Not that.
We barely got off.
What's your cooldown? 6 seconds? You're fucked, bud. No upgrades. No. Oh, I almost clicked by accident. We'll take damage and crit chance. I feel like that's a given. Docklines triggers the crane bonus. The thing is, it's faster than Cutlass, but Cutlass multicast. So I think we got the right setup.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Could just drop the Narwhal. You're right, the risk of it taking a haste is probably more than the benefit of it doing some damage. Listen, I'm not saying you gotta rep this dually, but they do have no monitor lizard. And they lost to me. So, sounds good to me.
Bravery without strength is a
You're absolutely right. A lighter in the Narwhal position would be sweet, dude. And it is a small non-weapon, but I'm stacking some HP first. I'm also going to raise... for some reason, I thought we were getting damage out of this. Burninator bot. Does Burninator bot have the lighter? No. We take the easy way out then. I can't help but feel they need more variety or the game's gonna get stale quick. It's so not your fault, because I know online spaces trend towards this kind of discourse. But you can just play the game if you're having fun with it, and then if you're like, oh, I'm kind of bored of it right now, you could stop playing the game. And not everything has to be like, let's get the pundits on to see, like, what do you think the future is of this? And where does it fit into, like, the macro industry? We take, like, a bird's eye view of the situation. Like, you could just be like, I'm playing it while it's fun, and when it stops being fun, then I'm out. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think you've done anything wrong. It's just I resist me personally getting into this discourse because it's not interesting to me. First time you use a large item, adjacent items get a better crit chance. Your items have plus 30% crit chance. When you use an item, all your items lose crit chance. You got a better crit chance for each weapon you have. I mean, raising the crit chance on adjacent items is something. 4% extra crit chance? Kind of snooze it? 3? I do think 3 has a chance. Our build is kind of like we rely on taking hits and then fighting back with one big hit. Yeah, well, you're right. 1 is amazing if we get like a submarine, but... Small and large items. Lighter. Lighter. I could dump you to raise our crit chance. Like, you don't really exist to do damage. Having an extra 10% crit chance probably clears it, but let's take a peek here. Not good enough, I think. Water wheel. Water wheel might be what we need. And then, wow, I gotta think of... Yeah, no. Water wheel goes crazy. You put a katana next to the water wheel, and the water wheel next to the crane. so that it gets the 60% damage bonus. So you set it up.
Happy to exploit you.
10 seconds and use an adjacent. We really want you to get scaled. It makes you scale. Yeah. I think this is the play, man. We could replace you with dock lines for even more haste. Or, well, I gotta think about 60%. This is where I gotta have the math, man. I gotta have the math.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay, you're... Okay, very clever. I get it.
Maybe I can reset.
A Jaws reference. Ah, I got that one. Turbo dock lines. Place it. It makes sense to me. The narwhal's never coming back.
Items. Grotesque excess.
Using adjacent. I think. Well, doing the math sucks. But I'm gonna do the math. So just shut up for a second. Every 2 seconds, you're gonna charge this for 3 seconds. So essentially, every 4.5 seconds, you're gonna go up 60. Whereas I could have it every 2 seconds, you go up 40. Or, I don't know, like that. But then you're not getting another charge from this. Or from this. Like 2 40% increases clears a 60. What? You need to get the double scale. I'm going to try it like this. I know I said the math sucks. We're going to do the math. I did not do the math, but
I may be young for a captain,
I think this is really
but
good.
I've seen my share of storms. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
I've never seen anybody use a blunderbuss, so this scares me a little bit. I was right to be scared, man. We didn't crit. What was our crit chance going to be there? It was probably like 40%.
Put it toward nobler use.
Dock lines upgrade would be nice. It's a bit of a crazy pull. I don't think it's Shark Ray. I get it. It is. It'll pick up some haste, but we're replacing too much, man. Non-weapon gains haste. Interesting. Seeing some diamond items at least. Sharpening stones, please, for increased scaling. This could be a big day for us, man. Diamond dock lines with your skill. I mean, yeah, I'd also love to like win the Powerball lottery, man. Diamond dock. Where are the diamond dock lines in the room with us right now? The skill's also small items only. You're facing down a dream right now. You're in a rough spot. Shattered Gold Cloak. The Game of Thrones posting. Haste is good. Shadow Cloak doesn't count as a use, though. So I don't think it can fit. It could make the katana scale. You would like... Here's how it would look in theory, I think. Actually, maybe it's straight gas. Crane doesn't get enough buff? I don't know, man. I think it kind of pops. You're gaining like 3 DPS? Do you understand multiplication, man? The katana, I know it's like you took out something that has a 3-point-second cooldown. So you get less scaling. But the katana is going to go twice as fast. Which charges this in 2 seconds, which gives us a 60% bonus. It would be nice. Well, let's try it right now. We should win either way. I'm going to go up against the elite duelist. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's already perma-hasted by the wheel. True, that's true.
You're an artist with the blade.
Am I insane though if I feel like that was about the same? Maybe it's hard to tell from that.
Jellyfish.
When you use a weapon, charge this 2 seconds? Well, now I'm like, maybe this motherfucker actually fits. Because this is going to get charged by the katana, which is permanently hasted, which is then going to fit in nicely beside the crane to give us some scaling. I love to rock the boss loot too, because you don't get a chance all that often. I legit don't even know what you would upgrade. I guess it's not going to be katana. Knives are probably going to scale on damage, so it's got to be wheel or the turbo dock lines if you eventually put them back out there. But I'm kind of like, I guess I sort of dance with the one that brought me. But you're already like fucking scaled, right? Like you're already perma hasted, I should say. I don't know. I don't know about this one. 59 gold. Let's take a peek. Weather glass is just not for this build. And that's okay. You're now gone. We're past the dock best before date. You never had viability to begin with.
You are enough, friend. But I'm glad you bought
When you use a weapon, charge this 1 second. Very clever. Disguise is like... I don't think it works in the bag, right? I mean, 30% extra damage on this is 12 damage. Small diamond item with fire for the skill. What did it exist in the shop? Crane is non-Vanessa. Affecting combat doesn't work in the bag. Okay, so it's probably... I'd rather have a recurring, like, 40 to 60% damage buff than a flat 30% that doesn't do anything. Fair enough. Get diamond lighter? I mean, it's about as ambitious as I was going to say asking you to get a life. Because they're things that are aspirational and, like, they're within the realm of possibility, but obviously they're not on the immediate horizon or we wouldn't be talking to each other. Okay, let's test it. We're going pig mode.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this
Best thing I learned from you is always go for the enchantment. That's hearsay. But I agree. I took it from chat because one of the first times I played the Bazaar, somebody said, hey, you should always take the enchantment. And I said, okay, that's good enough for me. It's hard out here for a pig, man. It's hard out here.
I flow like the waves.
But I also, if I may say something, as a Slay the Spire gamer, when people talk about, hang on, this is like, it scales even faster, but I think you definitely take that. People talk about like, oh, they have to rebalance some of the nodes because the decisions are automatic at some of them. You know, like when you have the star chart, you always take the rightmost option on the docks. You will always take the enchantment when you're on lethal. 95% of the time, you take like 1 XP, 2 gold when you are opening an abandoned chest. I'm like, it's good when games have freebies like that. Like, not everything needs to be... Because it is still situational. It's just there's a difference in the frequency of taking the rare option. Like, some things are going to be a 1/3 split, and then some things are going to be like 80-20, and then sometimes you're going to be like 95% of the time I would take adrenaline. Because, like, why wouldn't I want an adrenaline in my deck? But I really think the only way I have a chance to survive is if I gamble and maybe take, like, you know, Envenom or something like that, because I can't stack up enough damage otherwise. So I think it's not that bad when there's gimmies. Are people having like a hard time in December? Is that what's happening? Or is it, you know what it is? No, I should trust myself. It's the Bazaar. I was wondering why the attitude from certain chatters that I've seen for years is normally pretty amiable. I mean, then like in the Bazaar is like grating. Part of it might be my own mental state trying to be a little bit more type A during the Bazaar. I think it's also like, I gotta remember, when you go to like, you know, r/Better Call Saul, it's all memes about chicanery. When you go to like r/politics, it's all arguments. And the Bazaar is kind of like, it radicalizes chatters into Redditors. Because look at the Bazaar subreddit. If you ask them what their favorite game is, they'd be like, you guys gotta try the Bazaar. But then if another Bazaar player is like, how you feeling about the Bazaar? They're like, it's totally fucked. It's the worst game ever made. I can't stop playing it. Dude, you have shit that works with it. You might even just have another crane, which I don't think helps me at all. No way, I'm thinking of the Foreman. I was thinking of that 70s show. Just crit, and then we don't even have to think about it. Thank you.
Was that even a battle?
Use a property? Are you a property? You're not a property. Crane is not a property. Okay. It's like the Balatro subreddit. Is the Balatro subreddit toxic? I felt like the Slay the Spire subreddit was toxic. But that might be like, I mean, I got skin in the game. Because they were like roasting me from time to time. Dude, we gotta try this sparring partner. But now, like years later, when I go to the Slay the Spire subreddit, I find it like very nice and very helpful. I mean, this is going to be some disgusting damage, man. I did see a thread, like Reddit is still trying to figure out like what to serve me on the front page. Buddy. It served me like an AMA today that was like, I'm 15 years old and married AMA. And the post, like, it just got me laughing just because of their candor. Their candor. Wait, I gotta see this. It didn't do it. Good state integer overflowed and started doing minus damage. It's doing minus 21 million damage.
I might need to cut
No, man, no. But the OP and that I'm 15 and married post got me laughing because he was like, I'm 15 years old and married. Oh, fuck, it's stuck, man. I'm 15 years old and married, AMA, and then their elaboration was like, first off, don't ask me about the legality. I'm 15 years old. It's probably not legal or whatever, but it feels real to us. Ask me anything. I got fucking... just their flippant tone was so fucking funny to me. Like, it was a 15-year-old husband that wrote, it's probably not. It's in PROLLY. It's probably not real, but like it's real to us. It got me laughing. I don't know what to do about this, man. I don't. Maybe it'll go to 0 when we start combat, or go to the right number when we start combat. I hope so. Otherwise, this will be an interesting fight. It'll reset. You'll be fine. Okay, I trust you. Ah, you genius.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
How is Fubu's level 20? Oh, shit. Crit chance 105? That's not great, guys. That's bad. Freeze enchantment on Katana. Freeze enchantment on Katana. Shield? We kill most individuals in one hit. I feel like you go shield on bronze katana. Yeah, probably shield on wheel makes more sense. What? It went down, man. It started high and went down. I feel a little scammed, yeah. What the hell? That's not scrap, dude. That's XP. The game is broken, man. Nah, dude, nah. Okay, it's not gonna be that. No. Well, okay, fine. Fuck. Could have just gone there right off the bat. Now I gotta read. It's not for us, but I understand what you're going for there. We basically want to win in one hit anyway, and we need this to charge it. Otherwise, could be interested. Haste Potion is an interesting idea, but... You break my items. That's going to be a tough sell for a fella like me. Good done, bud.
See that plank? Walk it.
Your properties have 25% extra crit chance. You're not that dude, just for the record. You're not that guy, pal. I need skills, bro. I've only got 4 skills. I need a skill shop. I should have rolled till I got to a skill shop. Girls only want boyfriends with great skills, man.
Out to dethrone.
It's fucking skills, bro. Yeah, dude. Steve-O playing the Bazaar. Not Monitor Lizard? Is this like the dualies are now like offering a truce, man? You are freezing my fucking shit, but still. Fuck. Get the show on the road, bud. Crane, get the show on the road. Put the 46,000 damage in the bag. 2 chests. Yes, dually truce. GG.
But I don't use paper.
You were actually saved by the shield? I make wrong decisions fairly often, but I make right decisions now and then. We do want 2 chests, north and south. Not on the Peloton playlist, but perfectly cromulent song.
Every creature has a weak point. I see yours.
5% crit chance per weapon you have. Now you're kind of speaking my language. Oh, the large items have a plus 40% crit chance? Okay, 3 and 4 are both good. Because, like, charging our items 2 seconds could just get the kill. But a 40% crit chance might prevent us from being in that situation to begin with. So, I'm running this guy back. Four and you kill with the second hit. I'm more of a first hit type of Andy. I'm sorry to say.
Waste of gunpowder.
I basically took everything this guy had. I pilfered his pockets, man. It's actually so funny we're still rocking a bronze katana. Or sorry, no, I actually got it right that time. It is a bronze katana. It would scale faster when you use a weapon charges too. So I guess like this is what charges this. So the katana, it must charge it faster, but it's going to get the water wheel going slower. We want the, I don't know, everything's going pretty well. And the upgrades are like useless, but so are small items. So we might as well take the useless upgrades. And hey, 10 extra damage. It don't sound like much, but when you then multiply it by 1.6 times 1.4 times 1.6 times 1.4 times 1, that could be like 30 damage at some point.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Healing water wheel. Heavy burn, heavy freeze. Ambien reaction. I mean, this is... It's not amazing right now. We're cooked, y'all. Diamond donk lines. Never disrespect them. 5 diamond skills is amazing. That's alright. I'm thrilled, man. 2 chests in ranked is that's a good day for a fella like me. And it moves us closer to bronze 3. Fun build though. Yeah, man. I'm serious. I'm very happy with that one. And anytime you get a chance to run, I mean, we put 2 pieces of boss loot in there, man. Whatever, dude. You can click on them 10 times to open them all at once. That's not really a problem for a guy like me. I've never really had that many chests for that to be relevant. Can you check your X to everything app mentions? I'm loath to inform you. Hang on, I gotta log in to the Tempo app. Maybe they patched Monitor Lizard, bro. You think that could have happened? I'm loath to inform you that I haven't really been on X lately. And it's honestly like, I really feel, you know that hypothesis about climate change that's like, when all the permafrost starts to melt, it's going to release like organic matter that's going to cause even like an exponential release of methane gas to build up in the atmosphere. So instead of like the already exponential growth of heat, it's going to become even more exponential as it starts to happen. That's kind of what I think has happened on Twitter. Like, 5% of the sanest posters have left, and it's caused a domino effect, like a cascade, where like then another 1% left, and 1% and 1% and 1% and 1% and 1%, and so on and so forth. So the only people who at me are like predominantly, I'm sorry to say, but people who are still like thrilled to be on X, which is a red flag for a fella like me. A lot, like my mentions from 2021 to like 2023, even mid 2024, I'm frozen. I'm frozen, guys. The mentions are like pretty good. It was like largely well-adjusted adults who spoke somewhat politely, but it's gotten worse. Like it's a lot more like people who are just clearly, I'm sorry to say, I don't say this as like as an own, but people who are clearly like genuinely mentally ill, not like the kind of mentally ill where I make fun of you in chat, but the kind where I'm like, you really need to talk to somebody before your life is over. So 93,053, is that a good number? So I'm just like not interested in going to the platform as much anymore. Like it was already bad, so I think I was guilty of being like, how much worse could it get? And it's a classic thing in stocks, right? Well, this is perfect. We just had this. It's thematically fitting. You know, if you have a stock and it's gone down 95%, if it's gotten 95% worse, how much worse could it get? It could get another 99% worse on top of that. And a third chest somehow? Cannonade. Blue sky time? Nah, man, I'm just, I think they freed me from social media. By making the platform worse, they've actually done me an incredible service. Okay, let's slash marker that and call it Bazaar 1.